Hello everyone. In today's video, let's solve this question on Leet code. So the problem name is trips and users, and it's a hard question. So let's see how hard it is. So let me read the question. We have given two tables. We are given two tables. One is trips, which has all these columns, and also the column types are given here. So we can see three IDs here, out of which ID is a primary key. These two are acting as a foreign key to the other table, and this is status, and it has only three values. Requested it is a varchar, so it has timestamps kind of thing, so which we can see it here. Not exactly timestamp, it's a date format. So there is another table which is users, which has all these three columns, and out of which users ID, it's a primary key for this table, and this is a foreign key for these two columns in this table, so that's mentioned here. Yeah, so this is foreign key for these two tables, and we can see one more role column which has only two values: client, driver, and partner. Band has only two values, yes or no. Now coming to the question, so what they are asking is we have to find the cancellation rate, which is nothing but number of cancel writes by total number of writes. So we are given with two tables, and we have to find the cancellation rate only between these two dates which are mentioned here. So that's the first point. Let us make a note of it. So I'm using Postgres SQL. So what's the first point? We have to filter out only the dates between this one and this one. So let me write that here. And second point we know is we have to find the cancellation rate, which is given as let me correct the spelling. Total number of cancel by total number of writes. So there is one more thing which we'll come to know now. So here there is one more condition, that we have to calculate the cancellation rate only with unbanned users. So that is also an important point. So we have to filter out the date as well as banned column should be no. Only in these two cases we have to find the cancellation rate. Now let's see how those two tables look like. So we can see the first table as trips. So this is one test case, and we can see some 10 rows of data here. We can see ID is unique, and we can see these two IDs, and this user's ID is referred by these two. So the problem is, if we want to find the cancellation rate, so we have to somehow make use of these two tables, and what we exactly need is we have to find the number of cancel writes. So how do we know how it is cancelled or not? We can see the status of this. If it is cancelled either by client or by driver, then it means it is cancelled. In any other case, it is completed, and we can see the status as completed, so we will not take that into account. And we can also see city ID is not required, so let us ignore that. Cancel ID, if we see this, the driver ID is 13, client ID is 4. So these two IDs will be presented this one IDs table. As we can see, it is 13 is here, 4 is here, obviously because this is a foreign key. So one more thing is, if we see the output of this, we can see the 1st October in 2013 the rate is 0.33, but if we see the 1st October, we can see 4 writes. If we try to do it manually, So we can see 2 writes are done, 4 writes are not done. So output should be 0.5, but that's not the case, because if we see the client ID for this record, which is 2, and if you go to this table and see, this is a banned record. So while calculating the cancellation rate, we have to not count this one, we have to ignore this, we have to only check the first one, third one and the fourth one. So if you do that, we'll get 1 by 3, which is same as 0.33, and we have to restrict the decimal points to 2 numbers, it's mentioned here. And next day is again 3 rows, but here again we can see a user 2 who is banned, so we have to remove this from the output. So we get 2 as a total count, and how many of it is cancelled, we can see none of them is cancelled, so output is 0. But for the last one, again we see one guy which is there here, we'll ignore him. So total cancelled is 1, total records are 2, so for the third one we see the 0.5 as the output. So that's the explanation of the output. Now let's try to code it. Two things we already know is we have to filter out the records only between these two date ranges, and also ban should be known. So let's first try to do that. After that, we'll try to get the records between only this one. Suppose this is my sample table and I got the record as this, but this has records that has banned as yes as well. If you see this record, it is banned. If you see this record, this is banned. Somehow we have to remove this from this resulting table. So let's see how to do that. So first let's do the filter out process. So what I'll do is I will just select everything from this table named trips where request at between. So since this is a varchar, we can use between this one and 3. So let me run this, come here, run this. I can see only the records which are between 1 and 3. Right, now we have to somehow filter out this 2 because this is a banned one. So let's see how to do that. We will get this banned column from users table, which is here, but we want to access it from here. So somehow we have to join these two tables, but we can't join it because the problem is we are having two columns here which are referring by user's ID. If I want to join user's ID, either I can join with this one or with this one, so it's a little complex process. Instead of that, we will use a subquery, and first we'll get all the records which are banned and we'll filter out these records. That's a better way. So let me rename this as some meaningful name with filtered request at as this one. Now what I'll do, I will also select, let me comment this, select star from users where band equals to yes. So if I run this, okay, semicolon is already there. So if I run this I can see the records where the band is yes. So with filter request set is this, and I want to also remove all the records from this. So what I'll do is I will select star from filtered request where I need to filter out client ID as well as driver ID. So select star from filtered request at where I need to find only the user's ID, yeah, where client ID is not in, yeah, and also same thing we'll do for driver ID, yeah. So select star from filtered assets. So with this I will get the all the records which are filtered with this range and also band equals to no. Yeah, now if we see, we can see the record ID number 2 and ID number 6 are removed, and that has 2 as a client ID, which is our expectation. Now let us try to find out the cancellation rate from this table. If we want to find the cancellation rate, we have to do a group by day, and after doing the group by, we have to find the cancellation rate. So if I do, let's say I'm doing group by with this, I'll get the status as completed and cancelled. So I need to find the ratio of this. So let me do group by first. Out of this big table, let me do group by requested. Let me add an alias if not requested, and I'll not do start now. I'll just add. So in the output they are expecting day, so day will be requested at. So let me rename it as day. So if you see the output, I can see 1 2 3, and this is matching with the output day. Somehow we have to get the cancellation rate. So how do you get the cancellation rate? We have to find the number of cancel request. How do you find it? We will so let's see the table once again. Let me comment this, star it, add it. So if we see the result table, we will find these 3 records. We have to sum this cancelled by sum with this total. So how will we get this? Once we group this in this group based on status, we have to find the ratio. So we will add a case statement. So let me add a sum. I need to find cancelled count. Yeah, cancel count, and let's see this. We have 101, which is the expected one. Now let's see the one which is accepted. Completed count. Yeah, so now we can see 1 2 0 2 1 1. Since we have these two ratios, since we have these two values in hand, let's simply do the division and some formatting to match the output. Okay, we have to round the not only the numerator, the whole denominator. Yeah, so we got the expected output, but we have to rename it as they're asking. It is not cancellation, it is cancellation rate. Let me format it properly. Let me remove this, also this one. Okay, I think this should be it. It's accepted. So this is about today's video. If you have any questions, you can mention in the comments. Okay, thank you.